Hi, I'm Shanika Center. I'm the virtual content specialist for middle school science for multilingual learners and English language learners. This is the second of 3 videos for the week of June 1st. This video is going to be the first of 4 research stations that students are asked to investigate in Unit 5, Day 12. Hi, I'm Shanika Center. I'm the virtual content specialist for middle school science for multilingual learners and English language learners. Today, we are going to look at research stations 1 and 2 for day 12's lesson. In this lesson, you're going to visit 4 different stations to better understand the impacts of human action on the environment. So let's get started on station 1. So some vocabulary words you're going to need to know. What habitat? So habitat is a word that we reviewed a few lessons ago. It should be familiar to you, but it means where organisms live. So there are many different habitats throughout the world. Destruction means to ruin or destroy something. In this station, you're going to be reading about a country called Malaysia and a country called Indonesia. So quick background information on Malaysia. So Malaysia is a country at the bottom of the Malay Peninsula on the island of Borneo. It is you can see it's highlighted in red here. It's a extremely biodiverse country, which means there's tons of different organisms that live there, but because of human action, it's experiencing a lot of changes. Second country is Indonesia. Indonesia is a country made up of many, 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 many islands, and it spans throughout the Indian Ocean. So it's right near Malaysia. Malaysia's right here. Indonesia's right here. Malaysia and Indonesia share this one island. Another vocabulary word you're going to need to know is endangered. Endangered means a species that may soon become extinct. So you can remember it because it's in danger of becoming extinct. Typically, the reason that it's going to be extinct is something that humans are doing. So it's endangered because of human action. So if something doesn't change, if humans don't step in to try to rectify the issues that they've created, these species will become extinct. All right, station 1. So I'm going to read. Please follow along as I do. In the 1900s, human destruction of habitats sped up. Natural habitats are often destroyed through human activity. Some of these human activities are industrial production and urbanization. Clearing or removing habitats for agriculture, for example, is the main cause of habitat destruction, which you can see in this picture here. Other important causes of habitat destruction include mining, logging, and urban sprawl. Habitat destruction is currently ranked as the primary cause of species extinction worldwide. So this picture shows trees getting cut down, and this one shows homes being built in places that were typically different types of environments. Consider the exceptional biodiversity of Indonesia and Malaysia. One of the islands of Indonesia, named Sumatra, is home to a species of orangutan, a species of critically endangered elephant, and the Sumatran tiger. However, half of this island's forest is gone. The neighboring island of Borneo has lost a similar area of forest, and forest loss continues in protected areas. The orangutan in Borneo is listed as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. There are thousands of species that will not survive the disappearance of the forests in Borneo. The forests are being removed for their timber and to clear space for plantations of palm oil, an oil used in Europe for many items, including food products, cosmetics, and biodiesel. So in the middle, you can see 2 species of animals that are currently endangered because of the deforestation that you can see on the 2 outside pictures. Once you've finished reading station number 1's text or re-listening to this video, you're going to answer these questions. So number 1, what human activities are affecting the environment in this example? And you can use this sentence starter. What is the effect on the environment in Sumatra and Borneo? How is this change in environment affecting the orangutan, elephant, and tiger, and as well as other species? Is there a trait variation you could see helping any of these animals adapt to their new environment? And if there isn't one, what happens to them? And explain this entire process in terms of natural selection. The lesson earlier this week, we created a definition for natural selection. So use this definition to help you explain what's happening with these organisms and why they're going extinct. Okay, station 2. So station 2 is a video. I'm going to play part of the video that's going to help you answer these questions.
Some elephant populations seem to be missing their tusks. By studying the recovery of Gorongosa's elephants, Poole observed that many females lacked tusks.
The first day I was here in 2011, I met a group of 50 elephants. Most of them were tuskless. So I knew kind of straight away when I came here that there was a high proportion of tusklessness.
Tusks are a pair of elongated teeth, the incisors, that continue to grow throughout an elephant's lifetime. Elephants use their tusks to strip bark off trees and dig holes for water and minerals. Males use them in contests against other males to win over females.
Elephants use their tusks all the time. For males, tusks are really important because males are fighting one another for access to females. And if you don't have tusks, you risk being severely wounded. So there's a very strong selective pressure among males for tusks.
Because tusks are so critical to the survival of males, tuskless males are extremely rare. But a proportion of female elephants are typically tuskless. In populations less affected by poaching, tuskless females are only 2 to 6% of the total number.
Tusklessness, just like having tusks, is a natural trait, and it's inherited. Like bigger ears or smaller ears or green eyes or blue eyes, it's an inherited characteristic.
During the Civil War in Mozambique, large tusked elephants in Gorongosa were killed for their ivory, which was sold to buy arms and ammunition. More of the tuskless female elephants survived.
Here in Gorongosa, among the older age class, that is the ones who were already adults during the war when there was heavy poaching, they are 50% tuskless.
Poaching selected for tuskless females.
It ends up with a higher proportion of tuskless animals who then reproduce and tend to produce tuskless offspring.
Surveys conducted by Poole and colleagues indicated that 33% of females 10 to 20 years old are tuskless. No tuskless males have been found.
Any animal who's under 20 was born after the war. So they are not a consequence of poaching, or at least not directly, but they would be a consequence of maybe being born of tuskless mothers.
Poole has observed large tuskless populations in other African countries where elephants are heavily poached to support the ivory trade.
Some of, like the Selous in southern Tanzania, Queen Elizabeth, both of those populations went through heavy poaching in the 80s, and Selous again now, and they have also very high levels of tusklessness. In this day and age, now, with all the poaching that's going on, actually, the tuskless elephants are at an advantage because they are not being targeted for their tusks.
Now that we watched this video, you're going to answer these questions in your packet. What human activity is affecting elephants? And explain this entire process in terms of natural selection. Question number 2 is the same question as the question from station 1, except this time we're talking about what's happening to the elephants in terms of natural selection. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher.